Hello, my lovely audience. So, this is something in the back of my mind, and the Aquaman What If I'm going to be doing soon. It's just I gotta work out some small stuff about it, but the Captain Cold one I've been thinking about a lot lately, this tonight and all that. So, I was thinking about it a lot, so I thought, why not doing it? So, yeah, we're gonna do What If Deku's Captain Cold, which is actually very different from Mr. Freeze in a lot of ways. Like freeze gun wise, yeah, it's the same, but like it's a cold gun, but it's not the same as Mr. Freeze. Let me explain. So you'll understand once I do the video. So anyways, let's start off with Deku. So Deku's family is gonna be a lot different. I'm gonna say that Deku, he was born in a crime family, because that's what Captain Cold was born into. He was born in a crime family, so we wanted that way too. So Deku was born into a crime family, and this crime family, they mainly had quirks. So they robbed banks, they were stuff like that. And I'd say that they were like really good at like robbing these banks. They were really like big, I would say, and I would say All Might had a hard time catching these guys. Like they was the hardest thing to fight, because one would have a quirk that would allow himself to turn into solid gold or whatever metal he touches, and the other one could. Well, this one's actually an interesting one. The other one could manipulate. Manipulate fire, and I would say like this is like his whole family, like that. His mother was the one that can manipulate fire. I'm changing out Deku's family. All right, I'm sorry if you don't like it. Boo-hoo. But yeah, I would say like Deku wasn't born by Inko. He was born into a crime family, and you know what? No, I'm gonna say Inko. Instead of like having it, the mother is fire. I'm gonna say Deku has a sister, and she has like fire, and Inko is, I would say, a lot skinnier. Like cause she had like a dad, or well, sorry, not dad. She had a husband who was there, and yeah, Deku has a sister, and I would say he's the youngest in the entire family, and right around when he was born during a heist. He was born during a heist that involved his two other siblings, one which was able to control fire, and the other one which was able to control, like, I wouldn't say control, but more like manipulate technology, like talk to it. Yeah, it's getting weird. So, yeah, Deku, he's got this weird family. And I would say they call themselves the I don't know, geez, I don't know. Put in the comments what you want to put as their like crime family name. So yeah, Deku, he's a part of this crime family. I would say when he's known as being quirkless, I would say the whole family, like he was like homeschooled and I wouldn't say he's homeschooled all the way. I would say he's homeschooled until like, no, I would say he goes to school. And he met Bakugo and stuff. So Deku doesn't really know anything about his family's job. Like he knows his dad does like plumber, wink wink. Yeah, it's not a plumber, but yeah, you know. His mother is an accountant, wink wink. And his I would say his siblings are older than him. So I'm gonna say that Deku, he, when everybody finds out he's quirkless and Bakugo makes fun of him and he just feels like crap. What is it? What's a good word for it? He likes All Might. I would say like he likes him, but he likes his dad more because his dad has a cooler quirk, and it makes him like look so badass. Now, here's the thing. Deku, he's a smarter kid in this. I'm going to allow him to have that. I'm going to make him a smarter kid. So I'm going to say that the whole family is trying to cheer him up, but they can't do anything. So they bring him along a heist. Bad idea. Bring your kids to work day. So, yeah. Deku, he sees how his family works, and they see that like how they open up a safe is kind of dumb, because they realize that the safe cracking is like either by a drill, or like they have the manager open it up, or they do it by like entering a code or decryptor, and it's like so dumb. Or they have his sister to melt the door open, but that's only if it's gold they're getting. So yeah, it's like, why? So I'd say Deku, he, now knowing that his family is a crime family, he's not too much happy with this, but he kind of like gets to be like Overwatch. He sees all of what's going on. He doesn't participate in it, but he sees what's going on. And I would say Deku, he while like after witnessing this, he kind of like comes up with an idea of how he could join the family. And how he joins the family is he makes his first cold gun. And yeah, he creates a cold gun. Now it's not like really this kind of cold gun. I would say it's like a big canister on his back, and it's liquid nitrogen. So on the first try, he's got this. I'd say they first rob a cryogenics research lab because he wants to make some tech for everybody. Mainly him, but yeah. He made himself he's working on his cold gun. And I'd say he's like 8 when he does this. So yeah, he is 8, and his he when he first gets there, they are thinking, how are they going to get through this big vault, because oh, looky, this is a vault that needs a special type of drill that they can't even get or make. So Deku comes out using freaking a huge tank of liquid nitrogen, and just freezing through the entire safe, getting through all the circuitry and everything, and just bypassing it all, freezing into it. And yeah, I would say he has to like cool off the gun a bit and keep it going, like burn through the safe. And him and his sister work together, and I would say his sister's name is Phoenix, and his did I give him a brother? I think I gave him a brother. Yeah, brother. His brother's name is because I really don't know what to go with names here, I'm gonna call him Crypto. Fuck it. Look, Apex copied it off of a dog, and now I'm copying it off of a dog and a guy from Apex, so why not? Or it's better than saying Sombra. So yeah, Deku, he basically bypasses the door, and they get into the safe, they get all the loot, and I would say that was like a mission success, and everyone's surprised that he actually pulled through without a quirk. So Deku, when they get back, they have enough money to buy him some more gear, black market style. I'd say Deku gets like a few components that are like, you can get like like a junkyard or something, or probably some high-tech lab. And he's getting all these components, and he makes his first cold gun, which is literally what it looks like right there. And I'd say Deku, on his next run, he realizes he needs to wear really warm clothing instead of having Phoenix warm him up. So he gets a huge jacket and puts body armor on it, because heroes, and he makes another cold gun. He has 2 cold guns, one that is on the outside, and one that he hides inside his coat. That is always off, but he can always switch it on and shoot. It's like a tiny cold gun that just shoots like it's like a one-use kind of thing. I would say, it's got magazines or whatever. And I would say these things are like ice grenades that he has on his belt, like right on his chest. Those are like ice grenades. And he has those goggles that protect his eyes from getting irritators. I don't know what happens when you shoot the thing. So yeah, Deku is he's wielding a powerful cold gun, and he's destructive. So I would say one time when he's 10 years old, I would say that he is working on a bank, and this is right around the time All Might got injured. So Deku, he goes to this bank, and as soon as he freezes the bank, he goes out to the crowd, and instantly, what comes smashing down into the ceiling? All for One. And All for One, he looks at Deku, and Deku just aims his gun at him and says, "You a hero?" And All for One just laughs, saying, "No, I'm more vicious than a hero." We never understood who fought first, like who attacked first, like how the whole scenario really was. So I'm just gonna say this happened. All right. So Deku, he using his cold gun, shoots All for One. You know what? No, doesn't shoot All for One. I would say All Might comes in and breaks down and starts wailing on All for One, who he's like fighting back viciously. And I would say Deku doesn't like the idea of killing. Like, he's still a young kid. He doesn't think killing is a great idea. He thinks that every villain should just be brought in and face trial. That's it. And Deku sees that All for One is going to kill All Might. And knowing that that is like a very bad thing, and if that happens, there's going to be a lot of crackdowns on, villains and robbers. So he thinks quick. He shoots All for One. He shoots his arm, preventing him from pushing forward with that amount of strength, freezing him like most of his upper body, preventing him from moving for a bit. And All Might gets his strength back and punches All for One. And I would say Deku is assisting All Might. And I'd say All Might doesn't really think much of it. He's just seeing a kid with a freeze gun, like a cold gun, just shoot all this ice and pretty much all this like energy into like All for One. And it's like I would say this people like start feeling the cold, and I would say All for One especially feels cold, and I would say this gun has to charge up a bit after use. So after cooling down, I'd say All Might loses grip of All for One, which All for One grabs Deku, and when he shoots All for One with the cold gun, freezing All for One's arm, All for One with his other arm grabs the cold gun, and he breaks it in half, pretty much freezing his whole other arm. And now, here's the thing. Deku stabs into All for One's arm that's holding him, and he drops him. I would say he has like some kind of ice pick, because you're going to need one. And I'd say when he gets dropped down, he pulls out his second cold gun. Nope. And his second cold gun, it's kind of like, you ever seen the comic version of the cold gun? It's like a lot smaller than the one that's in this picture. Oh dear. Well then, I don't know what happened there, but don't worry about it. So, yeah. Alright, cool, we're still recording. I was so scared there for a second. I was like, oh no, we're not recording. But yeah. What ends up happening is, he kind of like shoots, shoots, I don't know why I can't think right now. He shoots, All for One and freezing him entirely. This little gun version is unstable version. It's like a really unstable one. So when he shoots him, it freezes him pretty much almost entirely. And I'd say, I would say that All Might takes down All for One and damages him even more thanks to Deku, but doesn't take the injury. I'd say that for a thanks, All Might lets Deku go with the thought of saying this. He says, because he's still in his full prime, and he's always going to be in his full prime from now on, he says, if you ever want to get out of this crime business and do some real good, contact our agency or contact the police and turn your family in. May not be the best thing, but I will offer you a home that's better than this. And after that, I would say Deku, when he gets back, he gets beaten by his dad because he helped a hero. And Deku says you should have just killed the hero. Well, not Deku. So no, sorry, not Deku. Deku's father. What should I call him? What is a dick name? Let's see. Can't say Bruce Lee or Bruce in general because it makes me think of two awesome people, Batman and Bruce Lee. So can't say that. Richard. Yeah, Richard. Yeah, I'm going with Dick. Why not? I hate Dick Grayson, but yeah. Yeah, Dick gets mad at Deku and beats him. And I would say that's when, after that, Deku is locked in his room and with his supplies. And I'd say he makes a new cold gun. One that's like this. Because why not? And he's going to be using that for when he becomes a hero. Because he's done with crime. He knows how it works in and out. He has contacts within the crime families and everything. So what he does is he calls the police, gets his whole family arrested, and when he gets arrested, he tips them off saying that he tipped them off and he's done with crime. He doesn't want to be a part of it. He only did because his family was doing it, and that's the whole reason of it. So I'd say Child Protective Services would come in, and after All Might gives a speech about how the kid literally saved his life, I think everyone in there would be like, the whole government would be shaken by this, because there's one kid who was a part of a crime family, just gave up on crime and decided to become a hero. Now, I'm guessing a lot of you are wondering, oh, but if he's a hero, then how does, if he's not a villain, then how is this going to be a good story? Well, here's the thing. I'm still sticking to the hero side because of one reason. It's hard doing a villain Deku. Villain Deku, what happens after the USJ? You can do so much, yet you can barely do anything. Alright? So it's really hard. But yeah, so Deku, he gets adopted by All Might. And I would say All Might, he explains everything to Deku and how he owes him a lot and how he's he doesn't know what to really give him, really. This is the least he could do. And I'd say after Deku's living with All Might, he shows him his technology and what he's made and all that. By the way, people are still amazed. When he shows this All Might, he's shooken by this because he's oh my god, this is how you've been doing it. It's a cold gun. So yeah, Deku, he's his nickname on the streets was the Blizzard. And yeah, that was his nickname, the Blizzard, because he would always be wearing this outfit that would look futuristic for a blizzard. And he'd always be wearing a cold jacket. They didn't know what to call him, really. So, yeah. So Deku, I would say he gets in through a recommendation into UA, and not through the UA exam. So I would say when he gets to the UA, he still looks at how the participants are doing, and I'd say that he brought his cold gun, a miniature version, that's gonna be always with him. And I would say he carries this on his side, always being able to pull it out and just freeze somebody in case he ever need to. He's kind of like a gunslinger now. So yeah, I would say Deku, he's allowed to keep his identity secret, wear a mask all the time, because he's still no, I wouldn't say he wears a mask. I would say he keeps his identity out there. He's known as Izuku Midoriya, or no, but yeah, Izuku, whatever his family, his what's it called? Whatever All Might's last name is, because he was adopted, so paperwork. So yeah, Deku, 15, Sledgeon never happened. He goes to the UA exam, and Sledgeon got caught by All Might very easily because he's in his prime still. So there's that. Yeah, Deku, he's done muscle training. He's done all kinds of training because he got lugged this kind of armor around, and it's part of his crime family background too. So I would say even on like hard jobs All Might couldn't handle, he would always help out with crime, like detective stuff. So yeah, Deku's like a really sharp and smart person, able to figure stuff out quick. So yeah, Deku, what he does for the whole exam, or well, he gets done with the writing exam and then he just watches as a spectator. And people are always looking at his gun because they're like wondering what kind of gun is that. They don't know what it does. So when the robot's about to, like when he sees the robot, he sees it walking, and I would say his he has these like goggles on, like these kind of goggles, and I'd say that he pulls out the cold gun and he shoots it, hitting the entire robot, encasing it in ice, preventing it from crushing Araka. And he creates like support beams with the ice gun, well, with the cold gun. And I would say he always wears like something warm. You know what I mean? Because he like always wears thermals and flannel and stuff like that to like keep him warm. So yeah, he's wearing this, and remember, he's always got a gun next to him. He's always got one like in his jacket or something. And it's not like this armored version of him. No, it's not like that at all. It's like it's something like this really. And I'd say he has like underneath the flannel, and he has over the thermals a bulletproof vest because enemies, you know, why not? So yeah, Deku, what he does against the he helps out Araka, freezes her leg, having it on ice compression because it's a smart thing to do, because she sprained her ankle, and I'd say when Recovery Girl helps her out, he just frees her from the ice and all that, and really easily. So yeah, he doesn't get any points for this. They're just every spectator and teacher is just amazed that someone is this amazing, and he's the first quirkless person to get into UA. So that's something. What ends up happening next is not fun. What happens next is Deku, he gets into Class 1A, and the points whatever he got for taking down the robot and saving her go to Raka, because reasons, and I want to keep it going. So on the Aizawa, I think Deku and Aizawa like would already know each other, because I would say he helps out Aizawa with a lot of cases of bank robbers and stuff like that. So I'd say the two of them have like helped each other out, and I'd say Deku saved his life once. Like, there was a type of, I don't know, like a type of, he was injured, and when All Might got there, he was bringing along Deku, and Deku kind of saved him, both All Might and Aizawa, by using the cold gun. So I'd say the least he can do is basically have that Deku doesn't have to do the training thing, his little fitness exam, because I'd say Deku's already fit. He can, oh boy, he's fit, alright? He's fit. You don't need to give this boy anything else. He is fit to the capital F. He is fit. Like, Jesus Christ fit. So, yeah, Deku, he's got a really ripped body. He's not, like, bulging muscular, but like he's ripped. And I'd say that like yeah, he keeps this body going. So yeah, Deku, he's a really strong kid, even for his age. So what ends up happening is Deku, when he I'd say it's like a lot of people even looked at him when he came into the classroom, and oh my god, yo, so many people looked at him. Because they realized that he was a recommended kid, and I'd say a few other people recommended, but like they saw what he did, how he frees that gigantic thing, and they're wondering if it's this quirk or something. And that gun's like a conduit for it. And Todoroki's thinking this as well, so they all crowd him and they ask him like if that's his quirk or something, and Deku explains he's quirkless, and that the gun he has on him is just a cold gun that he's made. Which brings up the attention to everybody. Everybody's like, wow, you made this? Holy crap. I'd say Momo would be even impressed because no one's actually claimed this technology. Only Deku has the ability to make this because he was the only one that actually was able to come up with schematics and stuff like that. So he was the only one to make such a very valuable weapon that doesn't rely on a quirk, but rather a type of liquid nitrogen. And, a type of agent, I would say. Like, two guns, one that takes a magazine, and the other one that takes a time to recharge. Because it has, like, it makes more of the stuff or whatever. Because it's got, like, some kind of engine or something. It's bulky like that one. So, his first gun's bulky like that, or more like that one, I guess. I would say it's like this one, actually, because that one looks way cooler than this. And his second one's like a smaller version of that, just with a handle of a pistol. So, yeah, it's kind of hard to explain. But, yeah, he's kind of got like a cold gun like that. Alright. As you can see, it's late, but I'm still continuing onwards because I deserve to give you guys a video. So, yeah. Now, here's the fun part. So, Deku, he is going to have, yeah, I would say he doesn't get kicked because Aizawa owes him, and also because even if he does owe him, he also knows his physical abilities already. So I'd say he's, like, laughing at some of the kids, like smirking, really, with Deku, because he knows, like, by the way, here's a fun thing, when Aizawa comes up and says, all of you except, one of you are doing the Phoenix exam, or whatever, it would be Deku, because knowledge is power, everybody's, like, weirded out by this, and mainly because, I'd say Aizawa says, I already know, one of yours physical prowesses already, and that's Zuko All Might's last name. And I'd say a lot of people are like, oh my god, like, really? How does he know this already? And then be like, oh, it's probably recommendation-wise. Cool. And I'd say Bakugo recognizes Deku, but, like, they haven't seen each other since, like, they were 7. Because Deku, I would say he got homeschooled right when he kind of, like, turned 8. Because he started becoming more a part of the family, so he kind of, like, taught himself everything. And because jobs and stuff. So, yeah, Deku, he's a really smart kid. Oh, boy. So, time for some fun. Deku, he is OP. I love it. It's awesome. Alright, so, let's get to the fun part. Now, I'm going to say this. Deku, on the heroes versus villains, I know I'm all over the place with this, but seriously, stay with me, come on. No one saw him take off his shirt, so they don't know how ripped he is. I say on the heroes versus villains, Deku, he's got this outfit except the headgear. He's got more of these goggles and stuff like that. And he's just wearing the goggles. So, that's it. And I'd say that Deku, he's pretty much built. And who he has as a teammate, by the way, Mignetta got booted out, so we got Kendo instead. So, who we got on each team? Todoroki with Deku, because ice, baby, ice. Iced tea, I'm joking. Well, maybe actually. Well, hold on. Should I give it to? Trying to think of a good character I should give. Well, what a good character I should put with Deku actually, because I'm not thinking Todoroki's a great idea. I'm not a fan of like the whole rocket with gravity thing. I'm not a fan of it. The pads just freak me out a little bit. So I'm going to give it that Deku. He is a oh boy, I'd say he's with Momo. So I'd say they would be walking in, and they're like against like Bakugo and Ida. So I would say the two of them, they're like a gadget spree. That's kind of how they work. They're a gadget team, and I would say that I would say Deku and Momo, they're like talking it out. They're talking about how his gun works and how it all works, what his grenades do. I would say that they're on the villain team because I would say he knows about how Deku is, and he wants to see for once how he operates as a villain because they've never tested this out. He's seen how he could easily take down Bakugo, and the gun's a little powerful for that. So they kind of just want to see how he is as a villain. So Deku doesn't really feel comfortable about this, but he goes with it because why not? And I'd say Momo, she like learns a lot about the cold gun. And I say Deku, he already set up some traps, like tripwire traps that would shoot out like ice. That would like it's like a liquid nitrogen that sticks on and freezes. But yeah, and that kind of like stops Ida. And how that works is basically you just hear a loud, and what ends up happening is Ida, he hit a trip mine, and it got into his legs and froze into his engines, like preventing him from even going anywhere. So Bakugo had to blast them off. So yeah. And I'd say that Deku, he had to use his grenades for this, so oh boy. Like Bakugo had to do that a lot, so they kind of like know where they are, but also at the same time, Momo gets to learn how to make the guns, and she makes one for herself. Yeah, better yet, she makes one, and Deku is able to realize something. He thinks about how he could probably give her a better advantage against them because he's using a cold gun and she's using something that should be probably more of a not a cold gun because she doesn't wear any of the proper equipment for it. So I'd say he gives her something way better tech idea, and it's a heat gun. It's something like Heatwave would use from the Legends of Tomorrow. And I'd say he tells her the schematics for it and how to make it. And when she makes it, it's like the one from the show. So, yeah, she's kind of got this heat gun. And I'd say Deku, he kind of creates a wall of ice, like freezing the walls and everything, and just putting it on a big, thick layer. And she can use the heat gun to kind of like blast at all the the heroes, or aka Bakugo and Todoroki coming at them. And I'd say they both kind of kick ass because Ida, I would say, not Ida, but Bakugo blows open the whole wall or whole place using a huge explosion, exhausting him. And Ida comes in and Deku just freezes him, shooting him with one icicle, which then just goes onto his whole body and kind of just covers him in ice, just freezing down to his waist and kind of his arms, freezing them, preventing him from moving them that much. Like he can just move the elbows, really. Can't really move them too much. So he's kind of like stuck, and he kind of falls to the side, so he's like unable to move there. So I'd say Momo, using the new heat gun, blasts it and tries to burn Bakugo, but Bakugo just used the explosion just to take out the flames, really. And I'd say Momo showing how she can pretty much create such a, I guess, like make a fake bomb, like two fake bombs she already made, so they're like right beside the bomb. And I'd say that the bomb is in the back, like hidden behind a fake wall. It's like an optical illusion. It looks like the wall is perfectly normal, like it's at the corner of the wall, but it's actually just a fake wall. It's like an invisible wall, if you get what I mean. But anyways, that's kind of like where the real bomb is. But there's three other bombs and they're fake. So yeah, Deku. Yeah, I would say Deku. He shoots Bakugo in the leg with it, and I'd say Bakugo blows him away and blows Momo away. I'd say around this time that Momo, they both get taken out. And thanks to their good thinking, Bakugo can't find the bomb. So he's mad. He's exploding the place. And I'd say that wakes up Deku, who takes out his second cold gun because his other one's broken. And he shoots Bakugo with everything in that tiny little cold gun, freezing Bakugo completely encased in ice, just keeping his face open so that way he can breathe. And he's like, oh, cold, 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 cold. So yeah, Bakugo's taken out, and I would say they win. So yeah, and then they find out where the real bomb is. Now, that's the end of part 1. I hope you all enjoyed it. Have a good day and a good night. Peace out.